Right, now in this lesson we'll be factorizing trinomials, meaning three terms are given and I've broken them up into where all terms are positive, then last two terms negative and middle term negative. Right, so from a work done on multiplying binomial by binomial, you should note our final answer was always a trinomial, three terms. So there I said 4 times 3 gave me 12, p times p squared. For middle term, 3 times 3 gives me 9. 24 minus 6, or 24 times negative 6, now 24. Negative 6 times 4 gives me negative 24, plus the 9 gives me negative 15 pq. And for the last term, 3 times 6, which gives me 18, q times q, q squared. Same applied here, x times x gave me x squared, 2xy, plus 3xy gave me the 5xy, and 2 times 3 gave me 6y squared. Right, so now to solve, they're going to say factorize. We have to work from the bottom to the top. So we have to learn how to work in the reverse. We go first problem here. They say factorize x squared plus 5x plus 4. Right, so x squared is simply x times x. Right, but I have to learn how to use the last term to get the middle term. So if we take factors of 4 into account, I have 4 times 1, which gives me 4. And that same positive 4 plus 1 gives me positive 5. Can also say 2 times 2, which gives me 4. But 2 plus 2 gives me 4, so it doesn't give me the middle value. Can go negative 4 times negative 1, which gives me 4. If I say minus 4 minus 1, it gives me negative 5. There I have plus 5. Minus 2 times minus 2 gives me positive 4, but negative 2 equal negative 4. So to factorize, I'm going to use the first line there. I have x squared, which is x and x. So you see there, x and x. And then I have plus 4 and plus 1 to get to 5. So there, plus 4 plus 1. So I factorize. So all this extra is just for explanation. We expect you to go from here to there. So x squared was x times x. 4 was 4 times 1, but I have 4x, the two closest, plus the two furthest, which is 1x, gives me 5x. Right? Look at problem number 2. Now I've given you two variables, x squared and y squared at the end. So again, take note, x squared can simply be x times x, and y squared is simply y times y. Right? Now I have to use the factors of 36 to get to 15. So 36 times 1 gives me 36, but plus 36 plus 1 gives me 37, so that's not my middle value. 36 can also be 12 times 3, which gives me 36, and plus 12 plus 3, which then gives me 15. Right? Then I also have 6 times 6, which gives me 36, and 6 plus 6 gives me 12. So in short, we could have had 15, 37 or 12xy in the middle, but we have 15, so therefore we work with that part there. So x squared is x times x. 36 simply 12 times 3. Y squared y times y. If we want the middle term, we say 12xy, the two closest. I say we marry those two. And those two that's divorced, that must put their stuff together before we can split it. 3xy. So 3xy plus 12xy gives me 15xy. So there I have factorized that. Right, next problem. Alright, factorize x squared plus 12xy plus 32y squared. So again, x squared here, I'm doing the first easy examples where it's just 1 here. It would be x times x, which gives me x squared. Y squared, which should be y times y, which gives me y squared. So start with factors of 32, I need to get to 12. 32 times 1, 32. Plus 32 plus 1, 33. If I say 16 times 2, it gives me 32. 16 plus 2 gives me 18, not 12. Then I have 8 times 4, which gives me 32. But plus 8 plus 4 gives me 12. So these are the values that will appear in my bracket. So they have x squared, which is x times x. And my 32y squared, which then becomes 8y times 4y positive. So 8xy plus 4xy gives me 12xy, the middle term. So hope you follow, you get used to. Take note here, I didn't worry with the negatives because all the terms there is simply positive and positive.